Hey, so I want to do another video on how to get your messaging right when you're doing any kind of outreach. I did one when I was driving in a car and it's still pretty good, but there's a lot to improve upon it. So I would definitely go watch it. It's not very long, but it's not, you don't have to watch it before watching this video. I did just want to really do a better job of laying out what you should be thinking about when you're doing some outreach. So this is for business owners, for marketers, for someone who's in a nonprofit trying to get the word out about their organization. And it's very vital to keep these things in mind. And so if you think about where you're at right now, you want to have more eyeballs on what you do. You want to sell more product, you want to sell more of your services. If you're an organization or a political leader, you want more people to get on board with your ideas and missions. And so there are some things that you need to understand before doing outreach. And I'll give you the reason why before I give you the how to. The reason why you need to understand these things I'm going to explain is very easy to see. So if you go and you watch anything, if you stream anything and you get advertisements, if you drive by some billboards, you get some cold emails and you get advertisements all day long. All of us get hundreds to thousands of advertisements flash before our eyes, across the radio, stuff we're listening to on podcasts, tons of advertisements, and you can tell that about 99 to 100% of them every single day you do nothing about. And there are some things that are campaigns for a long term. They're trying to touch you many times before they finally get you to buy. But most of the time, advertisements, the reason you don't pay attention to them is because they're not really well crafted at all. And it's not hard to craft a good ad. It's just most people don't know how to do it these days. There's too many people trying to leverage digital tools to make some money quickly, and they're not actually learning the fundamentals of good advertising and good idea spreading, good communication. And so I want to unpack those. They're very easy to understand, and more people should understand them so that we get more quality advertisements and connect with more businesses that we want to do business with. So let me unpack it. Just putting that as a foundation of why you need to do something better is because you can clearly see most people are not doing it better, and that gives you an advantage right now, learning these tips and tools on how to communicate properly to your audience. So the first thing you need to understand really fundamentally well, piece by piece, is your product. You'd be surprised how many business owners and nonprofit owners don't actually understand the inner workings of everything they have to offer. They may know what they initially started with, but things have added on since then, and they don't understand exactly what they have. They don't know which product they actually want to start pushing. They don't know which service they actually want to lean into and phase out the old one. And so you'd be surprised how many business owners don't actually know that. And if you're watching this and you think you're in that boat and you're a little bit embarrassed about that, don't be embarrassed. Most people are in that boat. So spend some time really digging through and categorizing all the things you have to offer, all the products, all the services, what your organization does, and understand all the facets of what's going on inside your business, because that's really important. That is a foundational thing to understand. If you're a marketer, understand fundamentally everything about the business that you're serving. It's vital. It's what's going to set you apart from the rest of the crowd who's not doing that. You may think you don't have to because other people are doing it successfully. You'd be amazed at the success that you'll see, just leaps and bounds above what you see now if you do this next step. So understand absolutely everything about your business. An average marketer is not going to understand those things. I saw a screenshot of somebody that's serving one of my customers for LinkedIn marketing, and this advertiser didn't even know what the price point was on the product that person was marketing. And so that is average. That is the norm. And so you need to rise above that norm, because it's going to make your messaging very effective, and it's going to make you stick out in the crowd of people that are not doing it. So understand your product and your services. Fundamentally understand every single facet of them. Then go and understand your target market. Develop your target market. Understand exactly what they're doing, what they're thinking, especially if you're a service-based business or you sell a product that solves a problem, which hopefully your product solves a problem, understand why your current customers switch to your service or your product. Understand what people are saying in the pain points of what your product would actually fix. So one way to do that is to ask some AI models. You can ask them, hey, this is the product that I sell, this is a service that I do, what are my target market that I could possibly reach, what are their pain points, what are their goals. You can do that to get a good starting point, but don't rely solely on that. Go on Reddit and search, say you're servicing MSPs and you're helping them with the sales process. So you can say MSP sales pain points, and you can see all the pain points that they have, that they can only get referrals, they never get new leads, and the sales process is taking too long. And so you can see all these things that they're already struggling with, that when you go to sell your product that would help fix that problem, you can use their language. Good copywriting, good content creation is not created in the marketer's mind, it's found in the marketplace. That is something I heard that's really, really important to remember. So customer reviews, doing customer interviews, and searching online to see what people are talking about, and really finding out all of the possible things that you can find out about your target market. And so now that you understand your product and your service, and you understand your market and how they think and what your product would do to really help them out, now you get to the messaging part. And this part, before studying those two things really thoroughly and understanding them to an expert level, understanding the market better than they understand themselves, and understanding the product better than anybody in your company, you can now freely create your content. Before understanding those things, it's challenging to find the right thing to say, and you're just hoping to hit it. You're hoping that you create an advertisement that works really, really well. But now that you understand these two things, this just flows. It's just a matter of avoiding spam words and getting the algorithm right, and just learning the platform that you're using. Otherwise, it just flows very, very well. So that's one thing to keep in mind. And the second layer of that is, even though you understand all these things, say you have 50 different things that you can offer this prospective client, and it's really going to be good for them. All of these things, all 50 of them, would really help your target market. You don't want to put all 50 things in your messaging. At some point, maybe in a sales letter, but really that initial touch, that initial advertisement should only have one of 4 things, and it needs to include all 4 things unless you're not charging for your service, of course. There's a rule in marketing called the rule of 1, and it's broken down into 4 letters. This isn't new, this isn't original to me, but it is very, very important to keep it very aligned in all your messaging. So One RIOA, RIOA, RIOA. 1 reader, 1 idea, 1 offer, and 1 action, 1 call to action, and it needs to be a very clear call to action. The example that I gave in the last video is still really applicable. You drive by those billboards where it has good messaging. It's got 1 reader in mind. It'll say, were you in an auto accident? Okay, well, that's 1 reader, that you have the reader in mind, that you want to help people that have been in auto accidents. 1 idea, we've helped this many people with claims on auto accidents. Okay, so there's 1 idea, really, really good. 1 offer is call us today. Okay, the offer's, really good. That's kind of a call to action. Maybe the offer is, I've seen, no upfront fees ever, or something like that, where they basically take your fees out of winning the case. So that's a really good offer. But the call to action is call us now, and the number's really, really small because the person put their picture up there and it took up all the billboard space, and their name is really, really small. And so you're driving fast enough to where you can't see the name and you can't see the number, and that good messaging went to waste. And so that's an example of why you need all 4. 1 reader, 1 idea, 1 offer, and 1 clear call to action, RIOA. And you need to keep it 1 of each of those per advertisement. With all of us seeing thousands of advertisements every single day, we really need to be able to streamline our messaging to people. So if you put several different things that your product does in one advertisement, unless it's very easy to read and they're all related to each other, you're going to turn people off pretty quickly. You need to have just one idea so that they can latch onto that, and then later down in the sales process they can learn about all the other things that your product does as well. Just trust me on this, it works very well. I used to put multiple things in my emails as I sent them out to businesses, and they did not have a great reply rate. As soon as I switched to one idea, even though my product and service solved a lot of issues for them, I just focused on one issue. You get people thinking about one thing, and then they're going to reply and they can learn about all the other things that actually helps close the sale, because they thought they were just going in for one thing, but really there's a lot more there for the same price. So just some tips and tricks. There's a lot more to talk about on this topic, but really just understand your product and service, understand your market, and then keep the messaging to one RIOA, one reader, one idea, one offer, and one clear call to action, and you will do amazing in your messaging compared to what you were doing before. So hopefully this was really helpful. If it was, leave a like. I would really appreciate it, and a comment if you have any questions. And if you want to see more of this stuff, definitely subscribe and turn on notifications. I'm putting out content pretty regularly now, so appreciate you watching to the end, and I will talk to you later. Bye.